Hello and welcome to Frank's School, 94th day. Going on with Schama's History of Britain, we'll finish the first episode, Beginnings. I'd like you today to watch from about the 43rd minute, almost the 44th, up to the end. And Sutton Hoo was his subject when I asked you to stop. I don't think I have to add to that. Backing up, the lighting in the last video was better than usual. The light was coming in that window. I did that late in the morning. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but the house gets noisy. So I don't know, I'm torn, but I'm not going to be so uneasy about doing a video in the lights like that. Another thing, I was searching for the word syllabus a couple of videos away. I could not come up with that word when you say, here's what's coming in the course. And still another thing backing up, if you wanted to look at Lugo, Spain, my view of Lugo, Spain, and my daughter Erica's. There's the number. I gave the link. It was the second year, 25th day, second and third videos. And I did in the description give the link so you could go there, I'm pretty sure. All right, he's going to deal with St. Patrick. I don't really think I have to say that much. It's interesting that St. Patrick was not really Irish. Instead kidnapped and taken to Ireland. You'll hear Hibernia, an old name for Ireland. He'll refer to the monastic life. I'm tempted at this point to go into that a little bit, but I think I should wait. There'll probably be a better opportunity. Yes, I'm sure there will be a better opportunity for that. Contrasted, but maybe comparable too, to this village planning that I've talked about in the past. Maybe it would be worth it to examine that connection, the community of craftsmen that I've been describing. You'll hear about the Venerable Bede, wrote Ecclesiastical History of Britain. And I'm writing these down so you can look them up in case you don't get the spelling right. Often I'm not going to add that much. Christianity and Rome. Now that was something else that I learned sort of late in life, that the Roman Catholic Church spread so fast because in a way it did it on the back of the Roman Empire. Rome as a political empire was replaced by Rome as an ecclesiastical empire. It was on the back of one of the Roman, or in the soul of one of the Roman emperors. And Christianity spread. And you know, Christianity is also an example of centralization. The Roman Catholic Church, that is a centralized religion. You know, here in this part of the world, there are many, many independent Christian churches. They would be decentralist, I suppose. I've not really explored that. Well, I put a line here because there was a great change then in British history when the Vikings or the Norse, invaded successfully and settled. There's the year he gives, and Lindisfarne. This is an N. I write it down because I was not spelling it right from what I was hearing. And then eventually the Danelaw is created. And back when I was going through the Story of English with Robert McNeill, he points out that to this day, 1,000 years later, more than 1,000 years later, you can hear the difference in dialect in the British Isles between what was the Danelaw and what was the Anglo-Saxon Britain. He'll talk about Alfred the Great, known as the Philosopher Prince. And I found it quite interesting that Alfred lived for 1 year in Rome. This is Romano-British. They were very much affected by Roman culture. And these are the years for him, which I give so you could look more into it. Why I wrote this down, walls with bricks. In the background behind Schama, you can, if you notice it, I do because I notice things like that, you'll see stone walls that have red bricks mixed in with them. Those are big, wide, flat bricks. And they held the wall together through stones, you would call them in a pure stone wall. That's the way the Romans built their walls. And then the other thing, right at the end, and he stops just before the Norman invasion. He doesn't say the Norman invasion. He doesn't say 1066. But there's one of the biggest, maybe the biggest year in British history, 1066, and the history of the English language too. But as he walks away, he goes through a gap in a wall, and there's no arch over it. That gap is held together by that mortar. It's amazing to me. I mean, the mortar that I've seen in those buildings in Europe amazes me with how strong it is. Normally you would not dare to build a wall like that now without a lintel. There's no lintel there. That's just the wall hanging there. Interesting to me. All right, well, we're going to get to the end of beginnings, and then this is a Sunday morning. Next week we'll go into the second episode.